How's it going, everybody? Chadley here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the current state of Outriders. So if you guys haven't noticed, I haven't posted a video in about a week, and that's because there's not really that much to do in Outriders anymore, which is a shame because basically all this game is missing is some bug fixes and some balance changes. But for this video, I just wanted to talk about how we got to this point and why it's so disappointing to me. So we're going to start all the way back with the demo and go basically week by week after the full release of the game and just see exactly what went wrong and where. It's mainly been the lack of updates, and the updates that we have gotten have always usually made things worse as a whole. But we're going to go into those specifically later on in the video. You know what game does have frequent updates? The sponsor of today's video, Raid Shadow Legends. Have you taken down the Demon Lord yet? Crushed the Ice Golem, ascended the Doom Tower, or fought against millions of players in the arena? Well, you can do all these things in Raid Shadow Legends. Explore millions of champion combinations and master countless tactics as you take on raid bosses, dungeon runs, campaign battles, and PvP arena matches. With hundreds of artifacts and over 500 champions blessed with unique skills, you can build your team exactly how you want to. Which is one of the things that I love most about Raid, is just the endless build combinations for your team. One of my favorite champions to use is Doom Screech. He looks absolutely amazing and does some incredible work on the battlefield. So what's new in Raid? This month, Raid just released an insane amount of new content and new things to do. First off, they've released 11 new champions and also released almost 200 brand new missions to complete, with an exclusive legendary champion as your reward if you manage to finish them all. And in case that was not enough, they've also added 5 tough new levels to almost every single dungeon in the entire game. Raid is always getting bigger and better, and it's never been easier to get started. So what are you guys waiting for? Go down to the video description, click on my links, and support the channel by downloading Raid today. But once again, thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the video. If you guys do enjoyed it, make sure to leave a thumbs up on it and also hit that subscribe button. But let's go ahead and jump into this game looking at when it was in demo. So overall, the demo was very well received in my opinion, and the communication from Square Enix and People Can Fly was top notch. They were always tweeting about things that were going to be changing. They also put out several updates for a demo, which was crazy. They were always on top of fixing things. Overall, the demo was pretty much all the marketing and hype that the game needed for its full release. They had pretty much no campaigns going in terms of advertising for it. It was pretty much all from the demo how this game got so big. So me and everybody else was very, very excited for the full game. And now let's go ahead and talk about the full game release. Overall, after the full game came out, that first week was actually really, really good. The only issues that were really there were some people were having like some stuttering performance issues. I didn't really run into that, and I know a lot of people didn't as well, but I know some people did. And then otherwise, besides that, it was just like that one day of server issues where we couldn't log on for about 4 to 5 hours, but that is going to be the case with every single relatively large game nowadays. Hell, just the other day with Destiny's new season, that happened for even more hours. I think they were out for like 6+ hours. So I think in today's day and age, it's just not really possible with the amount of volume there is in terms of demand for these games. Also, its first weekend was a holiday weekend, so you can't really fault it too much there, and I don't really want to spend any more time on the server issues. But after that first week, we got the week 1 patch, and everything has been downhill since then. The thing a lot of people had issues with were the nerfs. I was personally fine with them for the most part. It didn't really affect too much in terms of endgame. I was just happy to see that they were on top of balancing things, and I was hoping the coming weeks they would focus on a lot of buffs, and then the nerfs really wouldn't matter anymore. We'd have so much more to play with. But unfortunately, since then, we have gotten 0 balance changes. It has been basically 6 weeks since the launch of the game, and the only balance changes were those week 1 nerfs. And there are just so many points in this game that need balance. The weapon archetypes are incredibly imbalanced. It's basically shotguns and then tac ARs is all you use depending on your character. Otherwise, the other guns, and if you're not using anomaly rounds, they just don't do anything because of enemy armor. Enemy armor needs to be lowered so much, because right now guns just basically hold your mods, and that's about it, unless you're running some sort of anomaly round build, and then you use a tac AR or a shotgun like I said. And then some of these skills in the game just don't even come close to rounds builds, especially once you guys jump into co-op. The skills just do so little damage for basically what their cooldowns are, And there's just so many places for this game to be improved on the balance front. And they just kind of have said, hey, we kind of need to think about things because they got blasted for the week 1 nerfs. And it just really, really sucks that pretty much after those nerfs, they got flamed really, really hard on social media. And in my opinion, I think that killed any of their motivation to do a lot of these changes, because I think they feel like no matter what they do, they're just going to get blasted. And I don't think they can handle that kind of pressure at the moment. So I'm hoping that actually is the reason, not that they just don't care anymore, because everything I've seen out of them, it really does seem like they care about the game. I just think these negative reactions have really killed their motivation. The main thing I'm kind of mad about in the balance front was they nerfed the first week, and then now that they're saying they need to think about future balance changes, and they've been thinking about it for weeks, so I really have no idea what's going on there. The only thing I can think of is the next point of pretty much why this game is going downhill so quickly, and that is all of the bugs that have been introduced with each patch. So along with that week 1 patch with the nerfs, it introduced the inventory wipes, which in my opinion have been the most devastating blow to this game. It killed so many people's desire to play. It scared people who never even got a character wipe from playing. They were scared of it actually happening. So they just didn't play for weeks. They moved on to different games, and most of them never came back. And that took a couple weeks to solve. I was hoping that was going to be like less than a week thing. Unfortunately, that did not end up being the case. And then we ended up having login issues. I know a lot of people on PlayStation and now I think Xbox all have login issues. They have to sit there and try many, many times over to just get into the game. And then now we also have the damage mitigation bug. This personally has not affected me, but I know a lot of people who are just getting one shot by basically anything that looks at them. And this is something else that is taking weeks to fix. They did not put out an update this past week because they want to get the damage mitigation fix implemented with the next patch, but they were not able to get that done. So at the earliest, we're looking at this next week for that fix, and that is just way too long to keep many people playing. This game seems like it was coded with spaghetti. One thing will always influence another. They're not purposely introducing all of these different bugs. I think they're just trying to fix something, and then down the line, it is just breaking something completely. And this has just been a huge negative to this game. In all honesty, I don't think these bugs would be that bad if they have been balancing things since then. They said that their balance team is a different team, but I don't even know if that's the case. It might be all hands on deck to fix these bugs. But in my opinion, I think they just need to roll with these bugs and then maybe take an extra few days to fix them with a smaller team, but then still have that balance team putting out buffs, because that's going to get people to play. I would still be playing the crap out of Outriders if there were buffs and I can make more builds and just play the game in different ways that I've never been able to before, because it's physically not possible with the balance. Then I think the final thing that is just dragging this game down is the lack of communication. When we were talking about the demo, I said it was constant communication. They were tweeting pretty much every single day different things about the game, and it was so well received because there's been so many games in the recent past that have the developers and publishers just never talking. We never know what's going to happen with the game, but People Can Fly and Square Enix seem to be doing that differently, and it was a very nice breath of fresh air. But after that first week, it seems like they just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. Even in our ambassador Discord, I really don't get that many responses from Square Enix or People Can Fly. I've had many questions about the game or suggestions, and I'm not the only one. There's been plenty of other ambassadors who have done the same, and we don't really see any responses anymore. So I don't know what's happening on that front, but they need to be communicating constantly. Even if you don't have good news, just being able to share that news helps people so much, and it actually reduces the tension out of the general player base. But yeah, overall, the launch of Outriders has just been a huge shame to me. I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt early on, but after weeks of not seeing any changes or any sign of things getting better, it's been very, very tough to watch. Because I think Outriders is seriously an amazing game. It just needs the love and attention it deserves, but right now that is just not a thing. I still think they can kind of save the game if they get these bugs fixed ASAP, and then also in a month or two release a really good DLC, because I know they said that they're open to the idea of DLC, and I'm sure with how well the game did at launch that they are working on a DLC. So if they could really change the game with that, I think that would be huge. Yeah, overall, I just wanted to share pretty much my thoughts on the whole issues with Outriders right now and pretty much just walk you guys through how we got here, at least in my opinion. Make sure you guys leave your thoughts on this matter down below. I'm curious to see what has been kind of ruining the game for you guys, or if you are still enjoying the game, why you are still enjoying it so much. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up on it to let me know. It really helps me out. Also consider subscribing for more content. But anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic day and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.